are you? My name is Esther and I'm from Nairobi, Kenya. I am here to answer 2 questions by crdea-com. This is by Julius Nyerere. I think he's based in Canada. He asked us, do you consider descendants of the enslaved Africans that live in the diaspora? Do I consider them? Yes, I consider them. And number 2, do you think that they should be able to own property back in Africa? I would say, like Bob Marley said, Africa unite. Like, let's go back to our motherland. And I remember I used to live in the Caribbean. This is Cayman Islands, close to Jamaica, and so I used to frequent Jamaica because that's where the embassies were, and it was close, and it was nice to see where Bob Marley lived, and I wanted to see the famous Bob Marley Museum. And I remember one time I went to Ocho Rios. I want to say Trelawney, but because I love that name, Trelawney. It was in Ocho Rios, and it was in an open market, and I spoke, and because I have an accent, this lady asked me, hey, you're not from Jamaica? I said, no, I'm not from Jamaica, I'm from Kenya. And she shouted and she said, hey, come and see an African in Ocho Rio. What are you doing in Ocho Rio? And I felt how much they felt connected to me, being an African in Ocho Rios, in Jamaica, in an open market. And that gave me this feeling of, I think, and that's what I confidently answer this question. Yes, the descendants of the enslaved Africans should be allowed to go back to Africa and own. And I know in Kenya we didn't have so many. We didn't have, actually. I don't think there's any in history that were taken and they were slaves, but Kenya is open. We are open for tourism. First come to Kenya, experience Kenya as a tourist. And if you want to own properties, and I would say the governments, if the governments of these countries allow them to own property and to feel back at home, you know, going back to motherland, I would say 100% yes, they should be allowed to go back home to Africa, because Africa unite, and that's the motherland. Thank you so much. And I know some of my Jamaican brothers and sisters will say this. How are you? Wagwan, my brother. Wagwan, my sister. I love you all. I still love you all. I live in Germany now, but they would remember me. And yes, I will be there when you come to Kenya. Bye-bye.
Hello, Jambo. Magdalene Otieno here. Africa is turning into a destination that offers ancestral and spiritual link for Africans of the diaspora. Ghana has made remarkable strides to assist in achieving this, and Sierra Leone isn't left behind. There's a law on the right of abode that was passed in Ghana in the year 2000, and it permits people of African descent to apply and be granted the right to stay in the country for an unlimited time. While the process should take only 6 months, it takes much longer, and that should be worked on. A lot needs to be done to make our brothers and sisters feel welcome, because we have much to learn from each other. We've heard of and seen many continental Africans and those from the diaspora who turned inconvenience into convenience, and some have built their desired paradise in less desired locations. Whether one chooses the urban areas or the countryside is a personal choice, and there's always some form of employment for the locals from those who decide to build or invest. There's freedom of choice for those who would like to stay or just visit. So plan, visit, and decide. There are many countries to choose from, and in my opinion, dual citizenship will make it easier for many. Challenges are everywhere, and we can find proper ways of fixing them one step at a time. So come with an open mind. One country is different from the other, and people can choose whatever works for them. Let's push this agenda to reach our country leaders and everyone concerned. When we come together, we can make great things happen. Karibuni. My name is Magdalene Otieno from Nairobi, Kenya.